Welcome to the Liberace Mansion.
Welcome to Under the Vegas Sun, looking at the people, the events, and the news surrounding Las Vegas and the entire Vegas Valley. It's called showmanship. When you know what showmanship is, you see it and you say, yeah, that's what it is. On our program today, once again, a very, very special guest, a man who has made his name in Las Vegas as being a true showman. But there's another side of this man. It's a side that I think can help a lot of people who have gone through some really tragic things in their lives. You'll meet him in just a couple of seconds. His name, Wes Winters. We'll be back in just a couple of seconds. Stay with us. Showmanship. When you see it, you know it. When you don't see it, you go, what's missing here? Our very special guest on the program once again today is a man who is indeed the epitome of that thing called showmanship. Wes Winters, welcome back to our program.
Thank you. I love being here for the second one.
There is a part of today's entertainment world that I believe is somewhat missing. Mm-hmm. Now, not completely, because you do have performers like Lady Gaga. Yeah. You have performers like Cher still out there. Right. You have performers like Bruno Mars. You even have performers like Garth Brooks, who is a true showman on stage. But the showmanship that used to be the epitome of what Las Vegas was, the lounge shows. Right. The first place you saw Sinatra or Sammy or Dean, they were always in the lounge. Exactly. Because it was where they could become themselves.
They let the hair down.
You do that all the time. It is the epitome of what you are at the piano. You're the showman. How did that come about for you?
I think what the type of showman you're talking about is, they called them the triple or the quadruple threat people. Right. They could sing, they could dance, they could act, they could talk, they could kind of do everything. And they could actually do it well enough to entertain people. So my background was music first. In school, I was in musical theater and thought that would be a brilliant career to have, but nobody makes any money. Very few people make money doing that. And I did not want to wait tables and work for free at night. So I kind of took all the things that I did and learned dance when I was in theater, some dance. I do the Dick Van Dyke, Jerry Lewis dance. But but it works. But all of those things together, and I kind of put all of them in my lounge show when I do that. And it's kind of like the old-fashioned lounge shows that used to be here.
It's a one-man show.
It is a total one-man show.
It is Wes Winters playing Wes Winters.
Yeah, and it's Wes Winters going out, being silly, being stupid, being whatever, to make people laugh, to make them have a good time, to make them forget they had a horrible day, to make them smile when they were really sad when they came in. And that's what it does. And that's part of it's a double-edged sword. It's fulfilling, but it also is a little draining at times. But it's your passion.
I wrote down a quote from one of your fans who saw your show, and she wrote, this was her direct quote. She said, "I had a terrible day today until I went to see Wes Winters. I left being in a great mood, smiling, and happy once again."
That's really cool.
That is who you are.
That makes me know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And it may not be for everybody, and nobody can please everybody. It's impossible. But if you can please enough people and make enough people happy, then you're good.
As a showman, you're not afraid to enhance other people, to mimic in some ways other people, to play what other people play.
To tribute them.
Exactly. But you're not a tribute artist. And there's a difference between a tribute artist and Wes Winters, I believe.
Yes.
A tribute artist becomes that person and that individual. Rob Garrett, a very good friend of mine, is a tribute artist. He is Neil Diamond. On stage, he is Neil Diamond, any way you look at it. Yeah. You become more than that. You become Jerry Lee Lewis at the piano. You become Barry Manilow. You become a lot of different people all at one time. But it becomes Wes Winters doing that rather than them doing it. Does that make sense to you?
It does. And I think if they want to hear the real person, you can either go see the real person or you can go get their CD or their DVD and you can see the real person. And that's great. If you come to see a live performer, I want to see that live performer and I want to see what they do. What do they bring to this as themselves so that it's different from someone watching the DVD of that person doing it.
What does Wes Winters sound like doing Jerry Lee Lewis?
Depends on how tired Wes Winters is and if his 5-hour energy drink's wearing off.
How's your 5-hour energy drink today?
Actually, I haven't had one. I'm just really naturally happy today.
Okay, I got it.
You want let's see. You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much love drives a man insane. You broke my will, oh what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great and balls of fire. I never loved like I thought I was fine. There you go, there's some Jerry Lee.
That is Jerry Lee.
So,
do you get the same out of being Jerry Lee Lewis or Barry Manilow or playing Rachmaninoff that you get when you play Liberace?
It's different for me, and they're all different, but for me, he's in a different class a little bit, because he's a very distinct personality and a very distinct type of artist. A lot of the guys that do the pop music and do the stuff like that, you can just go into it, and every band in town in a lounge, they do covers and they do requests and they do those things. And if you play the piano, you're going to get Jerry Lee Lewis, you're going to get Billy Joel and Elton John. You just know that.
And Manilow. How many people play Manilow? How many people play Manilow?
How many people play Manilow but actually sit down and play the piano and play Manilow? That's the thing. That's the funny thing. Liberace. How many people actually can sit down, maybe not, nobody will play exactly note for note what he played because he played by ear and by music and he ad-libbed constantly, just according to how he felt. But it's about giving you the feeling. So it's about making you have that same feeling when you listened or watched him, giving the person that same feeling.
There is a part of you, and I watched earlier, in our last show, you had this very flamboyant jacket. Not that this one's not flamboyant in its own way, but there's a certain thing that you get just by putting on a jacket that makes you feel that certain way. It's like me. When I put on a suit that I know makes me feel good.
Exactly.
I love wearing tuxedos.
Yes.
I know men in the audience are now going to hate me because
no,
I
love them. I love a nice tuxedo.
I love wearing a tuxedo. It makes me feel a certain way.
Yes.
It's like somebody driving a Bentley. It would make you feel a certain way.
It does.
Yes, it does.
And most people that have them, I'm happy for.
I'm thrilled for.
Yes.
A little jealous, but I'm thrilled for.
Yeah, me and you both. You know who you are.
But it is when you put on that jacket. You stood over just coming up to the show. You stood with the jacket on, and I could see Wes Winters coming forward.
It's like putting on, okay, you put on your suit, the suits that you use to do your profession, what you've been driven your whole life to do, what your passion is. You put this on, and you get it all together. I like things to kind of all be neat. If I forget a pocket scarf, like if I'm running late, I don't put it in, I feel naked.
I cannot go without pocket scarf.
I can't either. I'll fold up a piece of toilet paper and put it in there.
Well, I won't do that.
No, it's clean.
Tissue, maybe.
Tissue.
Not toilet paper.
But no, I've used on the road, you use whatever's at your disposal because like you lose something. I've had women steal them out of my pocket and they go, oh, and they run away with them. And I'm like, hey, that was $20. Get that back here.
I was doing an MC job. I shouldn't tell.
No, you should.
I was doing an MC job and I forgot to pack a tie and silk. So I went to a very popular store that I won't talk about, Walmart, and I went in and purchased 2 ties, exactly the same. Exactly the same. One I cut up to make a new pocket stuff to match my tie, and the other one I wore as a tie.
That's brilliant.
But that's what it happens.
You got to make do with what you got.
Exactly. You have to make do exactly what you have.
Oh, that's funny.
But it is part of being somewhat of a showman.
It is. And I take it seriously. I don't ever take for granted what I do, because I know it can come and go in an instant. Something can happen, God forbid I fall and bust a hand and I can't do this anymore. So I never take for granted the fact that I get to do this for a living.
I always take care of my voice, because I lose this voice, I've lost.
Exactly. And you've got that, and you have that voice.
You have an amazing part of you that I think I'd love to be able to share with the audience. It is the part of you that has created something positive out of negative. And I'll explain more to the audience. We're going to take a break for a couple seconds. When I come back, I want to talk to you about this other side of this amazing man who has gone through some tragedy, but has turned that into something really pretty cool. I'll explain in just a couple of seconds. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Martin Ravenhill. I am the proprietor, owner of the Liberace Mansion, and I welcome you and invite you to explore all of the incredible features we have available at this historic house. Liberace lived here from 1974 until his death in 1987. Since then, I've been able to remodel and restore this house to its former glory. Here we have 15,000 square feet of amazing historic space available for weddings, ceremonies, corporate events, and charity fundraisers. The Liberace Mansion. There is no place like it in the world.
Life comes around in many different ways, sometimes really great, sometimes challenges. And I think when you're able to deal with the challenges, sometimes you can even make it better for others who are dealing with the challenges. A very special guest once again, Wes Winters. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so I think as the audience has heard before, I faced a tragedy a number of years ago. Mm-hmm. When my eldest son was killed in an airplane crash, and it was devastating to me. It was a tough time in getting myself back to where I was the individual that I was.
Right.
And again, as we mentioned in the first show, I don't ever talk about the F word, that failure word.
Right.
I don't. Life is a series of challenges and victories, challenges and victories, challenges and victories, as far as I'm concerned. And it's whether or not you put the challenges aside and let them be that F word where we sometimes miss out. Tragedy often does that. Tragedy often makes you feel like, why am I moving forward in life? You had an equal tragedy. It involved your brother. Mm-hmm. You turned that into something very, very special. I have this wonderful CD that you did called Send Down an Angel, that you wrote everything that's on this CD.
Yeah.
And it was, I kind of believe it was almost cathartic for you to work your way through that tragedy in order to get yourself back to the West Winters that we all have seen now for 2 shows, which is this wonderful, vibrant, effervescent individual.
First of all, it is an amazing thing to go through, as you know. And as I'm not a parent, so that part of it I will never understand. But I watched my parents go through it. So I empathize. I can't be there, but I empathize. And I learned there's a difference between saying, I understand how you feel, and I empathize with you, because you don't understand unless you go through it.
But my son went through the same thing with his brother that you went with your brother.
Yes. And I'll tell you, it's a kick in the teeth. It's a kick in the gut. And you do, and you understand it very well. You feel like the rug's been pulled out from underneath your feet, and you don't know what direction is up, what to do, where to turn, who to talk to, anything. And I remember, because I had to be strong for my parents. I'm the oldest child, and he was the baby, the youngest child. So I kind of had to be there for them because they couldn't function. So for me, I really didn't have anybody to talk to.
And it is, I will say to everybody that is facing and has faced tragedy, it is critically important to talk to people.
You
to
must.
Share.
You must.
This amazing amount of emotion that overwhelms you at a time.
Constantly for a long time.
For a long time.
Yeah.
But you changed that. You didn't have somebody to talk to, so instead, you talked to your music. You talked to
Here's
your
my friend. I did. That's what I did. That's exactly what I did. And I didn't, there's so much that's not on there. So you just pick and choose. And I was so fortunate because I sat down and I put all this music together just for myself, never thinking that would happen, never planning for that even. The man who was booking me in Kansas City at the time heard me playing something. He goes, "What is that?" And I said, "I've been writing some stuff." I said, just kind of to get myself through this situation with losing my brother. And he said, play one of them for me. So I did, and he sat there and wept. And he said, "You have to do something with this because this will help other people."
Would you play one for us?
I will. And I'm not going to do the title song because that's a difficult song to get through, period, for me.
For anybody. When you say Send Down an Angel, it is a difficult...
Because you got to have the help to get through it.
That's correct.
And that's how you get the help.
Okay.
So I will... Here's one. It's called So Long, My Friend. My, how the time has flown. Seems like we just got started and now it's gone. But the world goes on, and I don't like to say goodbye, so I'll say so long for now. No, it's not the end. I'll see you, my friend, when our paths cross again. Well, maybe tomorrow, and maybe in a day, maybe in a world, in our dreams far away. So keep me in your heart, and I'll keep you in mind. So long, my friend, and I will see you again in time. There's a little section of that.
Wow.
I know, and you know what? It's a good thing. I never put that out. They sold that to benefit a charity in Kansas City, helping people through the grief process when they lose a parent or sibling or child. And more people have written me letters. I've saved every letter, every email, every card that's sent to me and said, thank you, I listen to this every day for a few weeks and I feel better. I feel better now.
There's no way, there's no way to escape the emotion that occurred.
There's not, and it's okay. That's what people need to know too.
They need to know that. It's okay.
It's good.
Yep.
It's healthy.
But it's amazing to me that a man that has so much fun at this amazing instrument, has so much fun in creating it, would at the same time create this wonderful music that is going to help other people. And again, it's called Send Down an Angel. It's Wes Winters. It will help people. It will.
It does.
It is what a showman is all about. It is what a showman is all about. It's not just the laughter. It's not just the jokes. It is making a difference.
It's almost like being a showman is a little bit like medicine for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And they come in and they need a little medicine. There's a hole, and they need something to put there and feel better. And so for me, that's what a lot of it is.
Do you ever play it in your show? Do you ever take a song? Again, we had Terry Fader on the program just a couple of weeks ago, and part of Terry's show is a song that he wrote for him to all the members of the military, veterans, and first responders, to say thank you to them. Yeah. It's wonderfully heartwarming when you hear him do that, because you know it's from his heart. It's from his gut, his heart. Yeah. Yeah. Do you do that for your audience?
I do. I have a lot of military men. I'm very proud to say I have a 3-star general that comes and hears me almost every week, and is retired from World War II. And I always play something for these guys. And I'm always proud to play something for these guys. Because of them,
we are here.
We get to enjoy our life the way we get to enjoy it. Without them, it would be a very different life for us.
If I were to ask Wes Winters, out of everything that you could do in your life, my friend, if you had a wish for Wes Winters, what would it be?
A wish for myself? Oh, I wish I live a very long, healthy, productive life. And I have a lot of stuff I want to do. And I want to see a lot of places and experience a lot of things. I wish for that.
And I wish that a lot of people will come see Wes Winters share so much of who Wes Winters is. And this has been a wonderful 2 weeks with you.
Thank you.
You're a very good friend, an amazing artist, and I think hopefully the audience has gained some insight into that other side of you. That is, I believe, the side of Wes Winters that touches so many people. So thank you, my friend.
It is totally my pleasure, and you are my friend. And I love that.
It's for sure.
Yeah.
We're going to have some closing words in just a couple seconds. I want to remind you that Wes is in Las Vegas. When you come to Las Vegas, he's at Sam's Town, he's at the South Point, he's at the Rampart, and I'm telling you, go see him. You'll enjoy it, and you'll, like that wonderful fan said, you'll leave happy and joyous. We'll be right back. Stay with us. You know, it's very hard to sometimes get through the tragedies of life. But when you know and you understand that other people have gone through it and have made it, and you agree for yourselves that you can talk about it and share, it becomes a better thing to be able to lead with. And when you consider what Wes has gone through and that he's created this CD that I think helps other people, I think maybe there is a brighter day ahead for a lot of people. So thank you, Wes, for being here and for sharing your stories and sharing your insight into life. It's been very, very meaningful. Talking about meaningful, there is a brand new show about to come to Las Vegas in July. In the coming weeks, you might learn more about the show here in Las Vegas. It is called The Mob, and it's all about what Las Vegas used to be and the mob here in Las Vegas. The show will begin in July, but we'll tell you more about it on the program in weeks to come. Until the next time then, be safe and enjoy life under the Vegas sun.